All right. So my first question actually is how to measure someone's Chinese proficiency. If you study English, I'm talking in English right now, but my mother tongue is Chinese. If you want to measure your English proficiency, usually you can take like IELTS or TOEFL to measure your English proficiency. But for Chinese, we have this standard Chinese proficiency test, which we call it HSK. So H standard for Hanyu, S stands for 水平, and K stands for 考试. So HSK, 汉语水平考试 Chinese proficiency test. That's the standard Chinese proficiency test for foreign students. Okay, so this HSK test actually starts from our university, Beijing Language and Culture University, in 1984, and was officially made a national standardized test in 1992. And right now, most of the test centers, we are taking HSK, like 6 levels of HSK. That HSK exam we currently use have been used since 2009. So that's the basic information for HSK. So before 2009, the Chinese proficiency test was divided into 3 stages and 11 levels. That is the one originally start from our university, and at that time, it was quite difficult for beginners, like or elementary learners. But after 2009, it was changed to the 6 levels that we are now very familiar with. And start from 2022, the HSK levels, they add 7 to 9 levels to the HSK 1 on top of HSK 1 to 6. Right now. So most of the test centers, they are taking this right now. So from HSK 1 to 6 is the original one, which we call it HSK 2.0. And they added 7 to 9 on top of 1 to 6, but 1 to 6 is still the most common HSK test. And this year, HSK 3.0 is undergoing. So it's like a trial operations at some of the test centers. It's still not fully like operates right now. But currently, most test centers, they're still using HSK 2.0 right now, which our HSK course are following. But if there is any information about that, about the change of HSK, we will let you know too. All right, here is the requirement for the HSK test. You can see here goes the levels. So HSK 1 consider as beginner's level, and HSK 6 consider as like the highest level of HSK 2.0. And HSK 7 to 9, that is the new level we added. Okay, so the requirements of vocabulary and characters, Chinese characters, already listed here. You can take a picture if you want. And also, right now, HSK test also requires an oral test, like HSKK, so 口语, that K represents for 口语. So starting from HSK 3, you not only need to take a written test, you also need to take an oral test. We also did an introduction about that earlier, like I think it's last year. So you can also watch the recording for that from our website too. So right now for HSK 1 and 2, it's just written test, that's straightforward. HSK 3, you need to take HSKK 初级, which is HSKK elementary. And HSK 4, you need to take HSKK intermediate. And for HSK 5 and 6, both of the two levels, you need to take HSKK 高级, advanced level. All right, so that's the information for an HSK test. And my next topic is what Chinese level do I need to reach? Like a lot of students ask me about that question before. Like I'm learning Chinese right now. I'm planning to learn Chinese. And what Chinese level do I need to reach? I would say for different usage requires different HSK levels. For example, if you want to live here in China for like just daily life usage, you don't want to use it for work, for academic study, no, just for daily usage. Actually, you don't need if you live here in Beijing or Shanghai or Guangzhou in large cities. A lot of people, if you work in an international like company environment, English is totally enough. But if you live in a country and you don't know anything about the language and culture, it's such a pity for you. And also you are not going to explore some local things like local food, local place of interest to visit. So yeah, for a daily life, I will say you need an HSK 3 for daily conversation like buying things, ordering food, like take a taxi, like take subway to somewhere. Yeah, usually HSK 3 or slightly higher than that is enough. And if your goal is study in a university here in China or work here in China, that will have a higher requirements for your Chinese level. So I would say HSK 3 to 6 depends on different university or company requirements. Usually, if you want to apply for Chinese government or university scholarships, you need an HSK 4 plus for levels for right now. But it depends on which university or which program you are applying for. And if you want to work totally in Chinese language, I would say at least you need HSK 5, HSK 5, 6, or higher level. You can hold a fluent Chinese in workplace. All right, that's more like the most common usage for the language. But some of the students, they would like to become an expert of Chinese language. That's why they have HSK 7 to 9 right now. That is designed for an expert of Chinese language usage. So if you want to study like Chinese language related fields, you are like a graduate student, you are a professional involved in academic research, economy, culture, technology, anything, you want to read those kind of essays, articles, resources that in Chinese language for professional usage, then you need HSK 7 to 9. Like if you don't need that, a lot of students asking me, they are quite anxious. I can't get HSK 7 to 9. What should I do? You don't need really if you just want to basically study and work here in China, not to read academic like articles using Chinese language, then HSK 6, 1 to 6 should be the one you are looking for. All right. So next question I'm going to introduce is like some students ask me, do I need to take the HSK test? I would say that depends on your goal, your learning goal. So, yeah, you can let us know what is your learning goal for like learning Chinese. You can type it. Oh, I saw someone says the slice is not shown on your screen. Is that okay for anyone else? The 教汉语, you want to be a Chinese teacher? Okay. Uh, everybody, can you see my slices on the screen? Works okay? Oh, all right. Okay. All right. You can type like what is your goal for learning Chinese? Why do you want to learn? I want to become a Mandarin teacher. Okay. All right. Anyone else have other goals for learning Chinese? All right, so here I listed some like goals, like most common goals for students for learning Chinese. The first one is learning Chinese purely for interest. A lot of students like just want to learn a new language, want to challenge themselves learning Chinese. Or you learn Chinese for daily life usage. You want to live here in China, or you're already here in China. You want to like know more about the local culture. You want to speak a little Chinese to local people. So for the first two purpose, I would say to take an HSK test can be a yes, can be a no, because you can use HSK as a self-evaluation. So you know what your level is right now. So you can set up goals for yourself using different HSK levels, because that is a scientific measure for a language. But if you just like learning Chinese for daily usage or for fun, you don't really need a certificate for that, but you can also use it for self-evaluation and help you learning Chinese and set up like little goals, like step by step. And the third one is international students that applying for admission, graduation, and also scholarship evaluation in China. That would be a yes. So usually, if you want to become an international student in China, you really need an HSK test score. So, and also they have relatively higher requirements if you want to get a scholarship. So HSK 4 or higher level is required. Usually depends on different universities. And number 4, if you want to get like course credits that related to Chinese languages, depends on different universities. It can be a yes or no. For some of the university, especially if your major is related to Chinese or language, so if you get an HSK score, it can use for like your course credits. So yeah, in that case, you can also take the HSK test. And number 5, if you want to apply for new jobs in China that are related to like industries using Chinese, I would say a yes. So if you have a HSK certificate when you're looking up for a new job, that will make your resume looks more attractive. Like I have an HSK 5, I have a HSK 6, I have a HSK 4, I can speak fluent Chinese. That will definitely help you or definitely help the HR of that company to give you a higher score for maybe interview or something like that. And last one, you already like work here in China or like a job that related to China, and you want to get promotions for that job. Do I need to take HSK test? I would say yes or no. Because you already get a job, you're already working in the area that related to China or Chinese. The ability to use the Chinese at work correctly or fluently use in your working area is more important than the HSK certificate itself. The real ability is more important if you're already working in the industry that related to China or Chinese. So I would say it's a yes or no for HSK test itself. Okay, so here goes the my introduction about the HSK test. Then my next question is, how can our eblcu.com, our department can help you prepare for HSK. So here goes our online HSK course. We are using the HSK standard course, and our course cover HSK 1 to 6. That is for more common usage of HSK, not for like academic usage. So, but we divided HSK 1 to 6 into 14 levels or stages. So here goes the blue boxes from 1 to 14 that represent for our general Chinese and general graded Chinese or GGC levels. Each of the blue column here in the picture represent for a 12 weeks course of our online Chinese course. So it's 12 weeks course with one class per week. And yes, we are a part-time learning course. And one class is about 1 hour, 50 minutes to 1 hour per class. And as I said before, we have two choices for the HSK course. You can do a group class, study together with a small group of students, starting from 3 to 10 students in a group, like relatively small groups. And also you can choose to have it one-on-one, just you and the teacher, but they are the same learning material and learning mode. And right now we have 20% off for the 12 weeks HSK group class. So originally price is 1,680 China yuan or RMB, and right now the price is 1,344 RMB, so 20% off until July the 5th. So if you're interested in this course, you can go ahead to this website and click the General Graded Chinese or HSK course to register for our online HSK course. All right. That's all for my introduction that related to HSK.